Travis has a couple of questions here. How do you build consensus between sales and success on who are good fit customers? And what data points would you present to CXO folks to justify not selling to a specific customer type?
Okay. I'm not trying to build consensus with sales. I don't care. I'm going to come up, because consensus, and I hear this all the time, how do I negotiate with sales? If you're in a position of negotiating with sales, all I can say is remember this. They negotiate all day long, so you better be prepared, right? So if you have, like, here's what you need, you come in up here so that when you negotiate down, you negotiate down to what you need. Most customer success people who try to get consensus with sales start here and negotiate down and end up somewhere where they shouldn't be. That's because salespeople negotiate. Customer success people don't. So if you're going to negotiate with sales, if you're going to try to get consensus with them, you better remember that you're going into something that they do all the time. But what I don't like is even having to do that. I think it's ridiculous that we have to negotiate with sales. When it comes to success potential, this is not an opinion. This is not a thing that needs consensus. These are facts. Does a customer have the technology fit? If they do not have technology fit, there is no room for negotiation. If they don't have the functional fit in order to be successful, we don't have the functionality that they need. This is not a negotiable tactic or negotiable thing. This is a fact, right? And resource fit, same thing. Experience fit, same thing. We have to figure that stuff out. So if you have to negotiate with sales, you're starting from the wrong place. So then the question is, well, how do we start from the right place? Which goes to the other part of the question. How do we get people to realize that bringing on bad fit customers is a problem? Well, first of all, I was talking about success potential one time with the portfolio companies of a venture capital firm. And I was laying this out and I was saying, you know, what all the reasons why you wouldn't want to acquire bad fit customers and you don't want to churn and burn your customers and blah, blah, blah. And I asked one of the partners at the VC firm what they have to say about that, just kind of add some color. And they said that they will actually go in the due diligence process, they will go out and they will find customers that have churned. They will look for negative sentiment in the market. They will talk to customers that have churned out, and they will find out all of the things that are actually happening, not just your numbers, but they will find out what's going on with the business, and that will affect their valuation of the company or their willingness to invest either initially or invest in another round with the company. So it's very interesting. Like other stakeholders in a company will actually go out and run this analysis because it's that important. They know if I'm going to put money into this company, and a lot of that money is going to be spent trying to overcome the negative things in the market that we are creating because we're acquiring bad fit customers. Like that doesn't make any sense. So we know, so from investors are already doing this stuff, but what I suggest you do is figure out what a bad fit customer looks like. Okay, so go to the success potential link that I shared in the comments, go there, figure out the 6 inputs, come up with what a bad fit customer looks like, and then go back and look at any customers that have churned out recently. Now, if you know what makes a bad fit customer today, or what success potential looks like today, or they're kind of interchangeable, has changed from 3 months ago because we added new functionality, we added new features, we got funding, so our experience that we can provide is different. Then figure out what success potential looked like 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Go back and compare those profiles to customers that have churned out in the last 6 months. Okay, so we can tell right there if a large portion of the customers that churned out were bad fit, they sort of matched this bad fit criteria, then we know that no matter what we tried to do with them, they were going to fail. They were not going to be successful. So we can actually quantify the fact that, okay, these customers were a bad fit. That some of them were not even profitable. They didn't stay to pay back their customer acquisition costs. We might even go, pull in other data, support tickets, Other things that might help us quantify, their onboarding process took longer. The amount of man hours that we had to spend on them was higher. And you can see right there that quantify the fact that these customers that were a bad fit, they churned out and they were a problem. And then you can go back to your existing customer base and say, what of our customers currently match the bad fit criteria? And if that's a large portion, then you'll be able to say with some certainty, this is probably with some certainty, and then probably this is what churn is going to look like over the next 6 months, next year. And if you can start to actually, be good at sort of predicting churn or predicting where customers are not going to expand because they're bad fit, then you're going to be able to get more consensus. But just going back and doing that analysis on customers that have churned out will be very enlightening. And then you could go into the current sales pipeline and figure out of those customers that are in there, of those prospects, how many of those are a bad fit. And you can see right now, okay, we're bringing in a lot of customers that are a bad fit, and maybe they're all coming in through this particular channel. So we could actually start to go back and maybe refine the acquisition process, refine where we're actually filling filling our funnel with. We could go back to marketing and say, we're seeing some problems here with customers that are coming in from this particular channel or through this particular campaign. So you can actually start to trace this stuff back. But by showing very clearly how many customers left that were a bad fit, can really start to add some weight to what you're saying. But it shouldn't. Here's the thing, especially with this stuff where it doesn't require much analysis. Were they a bad fit because there was not a technology fit? Were they a bad fit because we didn't have this particular functionality? Those kinds of things are very simple. And if you are working with folks in your company that can't see why signing a customer that doesn't have a technology fit with you, if they can't see why that's a bad thing, then I fear that you're going to be fighting an uphill battle, because culturally they don't really care what all of the negative ramifications are of bringing on a bad fit customer. So you have to look at things like that too. There are some companies run by some humans that really don't care. And those are companies that I won't work with because they don't care. I can't come in and help them do anything with customer success because they clearly don't care. They're not going to stop acquiring bad fit customers. So why would I even try to help them? So think about that. Like, you have to be honest and intellectually honest about where you're at, the type of company you're working for.